Green Juice, Part 1, How and What to Shop For, and Basic Preparations by Kaleem Joy. Here we are at the farmer's market at Sunrise Mall. You'll find a farmer's market wherever it is near your house. You can look it up online. And you want to find the organic growers of that farmer's market. There'll be grower after grower at your farmer's market. And what you're looking for is to find the growers that say things either like pesticide-free or certified organic. So I go to a different grower. This is my other different grower here who does our organics. And I buy some beautiful chard, rainbow or green, and some lovely cilantro. And sometimes you can buy kale, celery, all kinds of different things. So we're coming up. I've bought a watermelon. Now I'm looking for grapes. And the reason I put grapes and watermelon in it is you need enough fluid to help all of the leafy greens. But these are the most beautiful grapes. And you want them because they taste well and they have lots of good juice in them. And their price is awesome. It's like pomegranate, plums, things that are real juicy. Save your peaches for your smoothies. All right, we're back in the kitchen now. So I use both of these containers, and that'll usually yield me about 5 pints of juice. I make an extra batch for 2 of us, and I end up filling this one up twice. So I get myself out a little net to rinse things so that everything doesn't go down the garbage disposal. And I get 2 big salad bowls out that I'm going to prepare all of my lettuces, and I'll show you those in a minute. I get a baggie that I'm going to show you how much waste is left, and one for just putting the leftovers of things you don't want to juice. And here is your juice. Remember we saw these at the farmer's market? We have the chard. These are beet green tops that I took off the beets. Celery, cilantro, curly kale. They happen to have some zucchinis today, so I bought 1 zucchini. Lemons, beautiful green leafy lettuce. If you'll notice, these are just beautiful heads of lettuce from the farmer's market. Romaine, green leaf. And these are what I use for my liquids primarily. A watermelon, you can see this is about the size of a head, small head. And grapes. And you can see there's about that much that I will use. Sometimes I add a little bit more. So realize there's no exact science to this. It's based on what you love and what you like. These are the types of greens that I choose to do. You might try some of the other greens, mustard, dandelion. Those are a little bit pungent for me, so I'm not as crazy about them. Okay, here we go. So I want to show you this lettuce. This is some romaine, and this is from the farmer's market, and this lettuce is actually 2 weeks old. It was not stored in any special containers, and it's why it's so fresh. It's crisp, it's yummy, and that's why farmer's market is so wonderful. I normally use all fresh. I just happen to have some extra left over, so I'm going to put that in too. When you use your beet greens, go ahead and cut just the green parts off. The Vitamix, may have a harder time with all of this. Don't throw these away. Clean them up, use them like celery, use them as a dip for hummus or cheese dips or whatever it is, and they're so tasty. This is our lovely kale. What you're going to do is you are going to cut off these main stems here, so you want just the leaves, and I find using a pair of scissors is the easiest way. So our kale is being washed, and the stems are the leftovers. So I take the zucchini and slice it, and I'll do the same thing to the cucumbers. The one thing you want to do with the cucumbers is you want to taste them as far as the skins. If the skins are bitter, take them off. If not, then juice them up. Okay, now I got my cucumbers done, and these are about the size of the cucumbers. They look a lot like pickling cucumbers. They're very sweet, so I've taken the peelings off of mine. And I'm going to save these out on the side because when you see me layer it, there's a lot of water content in these, so we're going to use that to really create a watery mix so that the leafies can do well. I cut up some celery. I know that one of the questions you're all asking is how much of each thing am I going to use? And I'm going to tell you that when we get all done so that you can see how much I used and how many pints it made. Because I'm making it not only for me but for someone else, I'm using double batches here. So hang in there and I'll tell you all of that. But I'm going to just chop these up so that they're, you know, small pieces. Because again, the Vitamix, it will do a little bit better for you if you do that. Now we're doing cilantro. And the cilantro sometimes has a long stalk. I cut the stalk off and we discard that and we use the lovely leaves. Some people say, well, why do you use cilantro in your juices? Well, cilantro is really good for pulling heavy metals out of your system and keeping some of the things from pollution going through our systems so that we don't become toxic. So it's really good to eat a lot of cilantro. So when I cut the first one, there was a little bug in it. And what it means when you see bugs is that they are organic, because the bugs can't live if there's stuff in there. But I rarely find very many bugs, but it's always exciting when I do. So now I'm going to cut my wet fruit, my watermelon. I've taken the stems off and rinsed the wonderful grapes and put them in a bowl. And the reason I do this last is I try to make sure that all the nutrients stay in as best as possible. The same way as I'm not going to do my lemons until all my juice is in my pint jars, and you'll see me put lids on them until I get the lemon done, and then I'll add the lemon last. And it's just in an effort to maintain its nutritional value as long as possible. Beautiful organic melon. I'm going to take and put about a third of this melon cut up into just, you know, little wedges into my Vitamix, into both of these. And then I will show you how to layer it with watermelon, grapes, some cucumbers, and then I throw the cilantro in on the top, and then I blenderize them first. So that's what we're going to do next. Thank you for watching part 1 of 3, Making Green Juice by Kaleem Joy.